Shy for the past year or something like that. It's probably not been a full year, but around around 12 months, and I've really seen some amazing features being developed, and I think it's great to express um, yourself better than C, and it's also geared towards developing larger projects where everything is already complicated enough that you don't need to have a language that's getting in the way. So the plan is for us to go through with C, at least for the beginning chapters of my course I took when I was doing my undergrad in physics. And basically, as soon as the compiler for this new language becomes available, we'll just go through everything again, but super fast, and try to see just how fast and well we can re-implement everything that we did in this new language. And then we can talk about other stuff. So you'll get a kind of 3D view of the process of writing code if you're not super familiar with it already. But I think ultimately Jai will be the way to go, and that's where we'll be going. So right now I'm in Japan, so the days are kind of mixed. For me it's Wednesday, 6:34 p.m. or whatever, and I wanted to mention that there will be a compiler demo for Jai Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is I think it's something like like 15 hours from now or 16 hours from now. Something like that. Maybe even 17 hours from now. So if you're interested, you should definitely watch that and see what the future of programming is going to look like. All right. So enough said about that. Let's move on to write the code. I've mentioned that you should be able to do this problem already yourself from what we've covered so far. And I hope you have given it a shot. But right now I'm going to give it a shot myself and see how it goes. So the way this equation works basically is that we need to find, this is the thing we're looking for, En, the energy. Okay, this is the original equation, and then we went to a process called non-dimensionalization, where we pick a scale and given in units of energy, of length for the relevant variables in our problem. And then we express, small v now becomes so that the scale for v is v0 in the Lennard-Jones potential. Okay, so this is our energy scale, and then small v is simply going to be the actual energy divided by v0. And since both of them are in the same units, the units cancel. So now v has no units, and as long as we remember what v0 is, we can always come back to a specific problem and get actual numbers with units. But what this allows us to do is to start with an equation that has 1, 2, 3, well, really those are constants, but the typical case is that you have many constants and you want to know which constants are important and which constants are not important. So if you have 20 constants and you can do this trick and remove many constants and just end up with one constant like gamma, it means that no matter how you choose these 20 constants, as long as gamma is the same, the dynamics of the system will be the same. It's just going to be stretching. But if you pick a different value for gamma, the dynamics will change. It's not just a question of stretching. Okay, so this, if you give me En, okay, I can compute XA, XB, I can compute this, and then it's going to equal something. It might not be equal to this, but for the right choice of En, for the choice that is the physical choice, this whole thing will be in fact equal to this. And another way of saying that is that you have this function that takes E and then computes this, and it can only, in the physical case, give you certain values. It's kind of restricted, and then all of these values are of this form, and you can label these values by N, right? Because when you change N, you go through all the values, and there's only one value that corresponds to each N. So that's what you do. You just label the value that corresponds to N equals to 1. You label it E1. So now we just have to put the things together. we're going to have to clean this stuff up at some point, you know. For now, let's just call this my section. Or I don't know how exactly you spell it, but find roots. Find root. As we saw earlier, when we combine these different methods, it kind of gets messy. So B minus A. We're going to get to clean up at some point, but for now, epsilon